If the people see the Capitol going on, it is a sign we intend the Union shall go on.
This is not a moment of division, it's a moment of unification.
This is America's day. I will be a president for all Americans. All Americans. Preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
History is being made today as Joe Biden has been sworn in as the 46th President of the United States, and Kamala Harris is sworn in as Vice President. Thanks for joining us for this special edition of News 3 Now at noon. President Joe Biden takes office amid a pandemic and during a time when we have deep division within the country. We have team coverage of President Biden's inauguration as we dig deeper into the 46th President's speech, along with what security measures are in place at the nation's capital and here at our own state capitol. But first, let's start with our News 3 Now political reporter Amy Reed, who has more on what President Joe Biden had to say as he gave his first address as president. Amy?
Well, Biden is taking the reins at a very challenging time for the country, but in his speech, he focused on taking on that challenge as a unified people. Biden alluded to a few things he wants to address during his time in office, of course, the coronavirus, but also systemic racism and climate change. And he spoke often of the country meeting this moment in our history. On top of that, he tried to reinforce unity as he takes office following months of Republicans undercutting the election results and just a couple weeks after an insurrection.
We've learned again that democracy is precious. Democracy is fragile. And at this hour, my friends, democracy has prevailed.
Unity was the main theme in Biden's speech today. He said he wants to be a president for all people, not just those who supported him. But he added that taking on all the challenges that are before us, including this division, takes not just one of us or some of us, but all of us.
Amy, thank you. Following the riots at the Capitol 2 weeks ago, security became a major part of the inauguration preparations. 25,000 members of the National Guard are on hand at the U.S. Capitol today. And local law enforcement is on alert here in Madison as well, as state capitals across the country guard against potential threats. Our morning show team, Leah Lynchide and Chris Stanford, are here to break down what's different this year. Guys?
Yeah, hey, Mark, with that stepped up security on top of a pandemic, this year's inauguration looks and feels different than others.
Certainly. So we wanted to get some perspective on those differences. Charles Tubbs is currently the director of the Dane County Emergency Management Department. But 10 years ago, he was the chief of Capitol Police, facing crowds of tens of thousands of people during the Act 10 protests in 2011. Suffice to say, he has experience with the safety and security of our Capitol. We had him on the show this morning and asked him what he thinks the biggest threat to our state capitol is today.
Biggest concern is monitoring exactly what's going on inside and outside the building, monitoring the groups that have been identified, paying strict attention what's going on in Washington, D.C., reaching out to our fellow Capitol law enforcement agencies and emergency responders around the country, and not only looking at the out-of-control protesters, the lone wolves, but expecting the unexpected and being prepared to respond.
We also talked with former Madison Police Chief Noble Ray this morning. He has experience working security at inaugurations. He even served at President Obama's. Ray says there's one thing that can help officers in D.C. and Madison protect the public.
When we've had our worst riots or Halloween or things that go wrong, it's generally when the police department has not built a trust with community members and they're receiving information. It is what happens from average, everyday people. What do they share with you before the event?
Noble Ray speaking there. So we have interviews like that regularly on News 3 Now this morning.
Tomorrow we'll talk with a UW expert about what a Biden administration means for climate change. Mark?
Chris and Leah, thank you. Local and state law enforcement agencies continue to keep a close watch on the Wisconsin State Capitol building today. Gabriella Becerra joins us live from there now. Gabby, what do you see?
Well, Mark, it's been a pretty quiet day out here at the Wisconsin State Capitol, but like you mentioned, we know that state and local law enforcement agencies have increased security here just in case of any planned armed protests, but we have not seen anything like that happen yet this week. There are some barricades, fencing, and roadblocks near the Capitol that kept people away over the weekend, and those are still here but have been pushed aside so that people can get a little bit closer to the building. Those blocks in there, the wooden in the window is still there to keep people from throwing anything in windows as well. But we've also seen Capitol Police doing loops today, and I did ask them how long they plan to be out here, and they say all day is what they know, just to make sure. But we will continue to monitor the situation and get back to you guys if anything does happen.
All right, Gabby, reporting live from the state capitol. Thank you. President Donald Trump left the White House for the last time as president early this morning. Trump and his wife Melania headed to Joint Base Andrews in suburban Maryland, where he had a military send-off. 4 U.S. Army cannons were set up for a 21-gun salute. Trump is now at Mar-a-Lago in Florida. It's the first time in more than a century that a sitting president has rejected the tradition of attending his successor's inauguration.
I wish the new administration great luck and great success. I think they'll have great success. They have the foundation to do something really spectacular. And again, we put it in a position like it's never been before, despite the worst plague to hit since, I guess you'd say 1917, over 100 years ago. And despite that, the things that we've done have been just incredible, and I couldn't have done it without you. So just a goodbye. We love you. We will be back in some form.
President Trump used his last hours in the White House to grant clemency to a wide range of offenders, including some members of his inner circle. Just after midnight on President Trump's last day in office, the White House announced 73 pardons and commuted the sentences of 70 other federal offenders. The most prominent name on the list is former White House chief strategist Steve Bannon. Bannon is accused of defrauding donors in an effort to build a private wall along the Mexican border. His trial was scheduled to begin in May. CBS coverage of the inauguration of President Joe Biden will continue this afternoon right after News 3 Now at noon. And still ahead in this half hour, we'll have a conversation with UW political science professor Ken Mayer, an expert in the presidency. He'll join us with his thoughts on the unique elements of this particular inauguration. That's in just a few minutes. Before we get to that, we finally seen some sunshine around here. Meteorologist Chris Reese has a look at your first warn forecast. Hi, Chris.
Hey, Mark, we have seen that sunshine out there this morning. Soak that up because changes are already getting ready to brew in terms of the sky condition as we go through the rest of the afternoon and into the evening. Temperatures right now, they're chilly. 15 is where our temperature stands, and it is windy, but peep the wind direction. Those winds are coming out of the south at 15 miles per hour. And I always say, when you see a strong south wind, temperatures are getting ready to warm up. 18 in Janesville right now, 20 in Platteville. Check out Prairie du Chien already coming in at 28 degrees, but still wind chills. They are cold. Our wind chill in Madison down to 0 right now. For the wind chill for our friends in Janesville, Juneau, your wind chill is a balmy 1 above 0 there. Now, Doppler track does remain all clear. We had a lot of light snow yesterday. It's possible to see some flurries as we begin to move into tonight. A warm front's moving through, followed up with the cold front, and it's for that reason that we're watching more cloud cover move into the picture. So as we get closer to the evening mark, we're going to see more clouds as temperatures ultimately warm up into the upper 20s and lower 30s.
Yeah, the sun is deceiving. It is chilly out there. Chris, thank you. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon as we take a live look at the U.S. Capitol. This is a live pictures. Up next, political expert Ken Mayer is here. We'll get his thoughts on this historic day in America.
Looking for a sofa? Looking for a chair? You haven't shopped furniture in Madison until you've shopped Dwellings, Madison's best kept secret for design and furniture. Shop our fabulous new showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
At GHC, we want you to be safer at home. We have more ways for you to get care anywhere, anytime, day or night. Be seen, be safe, be home. We will get through this together, and we will all get better together.
Millions of customers are leaving their providers and switching to Spectrum. And if you have satellite, it's not hard to see why. Because unlike satellite, Spectrum gives you all the services you need, like internet and TV from one provider.
They do?
Yeah, they do. And Spectrum has the fastest download speeds with the most reliable performance. Get Spectrum Internet with speeds at 200 megabits for $44.99 a month. Call 833-909-4499. Spectrum wins on TV, too. Unlike satellite, Spectrum doesn't have an ugly dish to install. And you get exclusive premium original content with Spectrum Originals.
Wow, really?
Really. Plus, Spectrum has more free HD and free on demand. Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-909-4499. And unlike satellite providers, Spectrum doesn't have contracts or early termination fees. We'll even buy out your current contract up to $500. Switch to America's fastest growing internet, TV, and voice provider. Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each. Ask about our easy self-install options. Call 833-909-4499.
Did you know that 178 million Americans are missing at least one tooth?
It's true. That's why at Affordable Dentures and Implants, we only focus on tooth replacement solutions.
Whether it's a single tooth, full dentures, or dental implants, we have an experienced dentist who can create a new smile just for you.
At a price that's affordable.
Because at Affordable Dentures and Implants, we want you to
go ahead and smile.
Love lower than low prices? Then get more ways to save at Pick and Save, where you can find personalized coupons, weekly deals, and rewards like fuel points. All for prices that are lower than low. On food that's fresher than fresh. Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
Looking for a sofa? Looking for a chair? You haven't shopped furniture in Madison until you've shopped Dwellings, Madison's best kept secret for design and furniture. Shop our fabulous new showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
Joe Biden is sworn in as the 46th President of the United States, taking office amid a worsening pandemic, economic woes, and deep divisions. A battered nation looks for hope. To give us some perspective on the changing of the guard, we bring in Ken Mayer. He's a professor of political science at UW-Madison. Ken, welcome.
Good to be with you.
What are some thoughts from this morning?
Well, what this demonstrates, I think, is the importance of these civic rituals, that this signifies the transition of power to a new president, and the circumstances of this transition is one that nobody alive has ever experienced before with the events of January 6th. And I think a lot of the purpose and the intention, I think, with President Biden's speech recognizes that this is a fraught and divided moment, and it's a pretty tall order to try to unify the country, and you, I think, saw a lot of that intention reflected in his speech.
What does the new president have to do to restore that sense of normalcy?
Well, I mean, part of restoring a sense of normalcy is returning to the types of things that presidents have traditionally done. Things like, as he said in his speech, being a president for all Americans, even specifically noting that he will work on behalf of people who didn't support him. I think a lot of things that we had come to sort of take for granted about how presidents behave, these were norms that President Trump was just not really interested in adhering to, and that's one of the reasons why his supporters liked him. So, I mean, this is not a magic incantation where a president says we're going to be united and it will be so. It's going to take a lot of work, and there are going to be, I think, some real headwinds with congressional opposition and public impatience with getting the response to COVID organized with vaccines. And so this is not going to be a one-shot deal where the president says we are united and then we are all united. I think this is going to take some sustained work to try to move past some of the really divisive things that we have seen, in particular over the past couple of months since the election.
A lot of work for the new president, that's for sure. Ken, thanks for being with us today. Take care. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, the CDC is releasing new numbers showing just how many Americans have received a COVID-19 vaccine. Plus, a sunny start to your Wednesday. Meteorologist Chris Reese will let us know what's in store for the rest of the week ahead at noon.
$6 million worth of top brand home furnishings must be sold at Ashley Home Store. All furniture is up to 50% off store-wide. Plus, take a bonus 10% off our sale prices at checkout and interest-free financing for up to 3 years. Stretch your stimulus check further at Ashley Home Store.
I'm a little old to count down the days, but my ski trip to Cascade Mountain with my cousin each year, so much fun. We used to pretend like we were flying. Now, we really do. My dad and my uncle like that we still ski free. But Noah and I, we just have fun. See you there.
My mom was a bank teller, but her hands were so crippled by arthritis she could no longer do her job. She applied for Social Security disability benefits. Like most people, my mom was denied. I'm attorney Don Becker. Don't be embarrassed and don't give up. My mom appealed. You can too. Disability law is all we do.
Call the Becker Law Office, 1-800-254-7766.
Do you take daily prescription pain medications, but they don't help enough? Do you want more options to better manage chronic pain? University of Wisconsin-Madison STAMP Study offers free, safe, therapeutic programs to address chronic pain. The programs occur once a week for 8 weeks and pays up to $340. Call 608-212-6902 today. Again, that's 608-212-6902.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
$6 million worth of furniture and mattresses must be sold at Ashley Home Store. Save up to 65% off doorbuster mattresses like these. Plus, pay as little as $25 per month, interest-free for up to 6 years on luxury sleep systems. Stretch your stimulus check further at Ashley Home Store.
Wisconsin weather can be frustrating. Get the latest forecast, alerts, and detailed traffic reports from the News 3 Now team. On air, online, and download the Channel 3000 First Warn app. Be the first to know what's headed our way. The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
In other news on this inauguration day, the Greene County teen accused of killing his newborn daughter is asking for his case to be moved to juvenile court. 16-year-old Logan Kruckenberg Anderson is charged with first-degree intentional homicide and hiding a corpse in adult court. Court documents say he admitted to taking the newborn infant to a wooded area just days after she was born and shooting her in the head. Today in court, the defense says they want to move the case to juvenile court due to Kruckenberg Anderson's age. He's expected to be back in court next month. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says more than 13 million people in the U.S. have been vaccinated for COVID-19. CDC officials say about 15.7 million total doses were given out as of yesterday morning, with more than 2 million people receiving their second dose. So far, the agency says more than 31 million doses have been distributed, but experts worry the demand for the vaccine is outpacing the supply. Yesterday, the U.S. marked a grim milestone, reaching more than 400,000 deaths since the start of the pandemic. Meanwhile, in Wisconsin, the state has administered nearly 250,000 doses of the COVID-19 vaccine. Nearly 780,000 doses have been allocated for the Badger State. Preliminary data shows over 7,700 doses were administered on Monday. We expect yesterday's numbers later today. You can find information on our website about your health care provider's plans to reach out to those who are eligible for the vaccine. Visit channel3000.com/vaccine to view information from Unity Point Health Meritor, SSM Health, and UW Health. If you're not affiliated with those providers or do not have a local provider at all, you can sign up to be matched with a vaccinator. Public Health Madison and Dane County will have that sign-up page available on their website later this week. After hours of public comment, Edgewood High School's appeal to install lights at its athletic field has been denied by the Madison City Council. The decision came down just before 1:30 this morning. People who want the lights say it would allow students to compete on their own campus instead of having to play on rented fields across the county. People against it worry about noise and light exposure. According to the State Journal, the Plan Commission denied Edgewood a conditional use permit to install light poles. The mayor of Madrid says at least 2 people are dead and 2 are injured after an explosion. Officials say the blast is believed to have been caused by a gas leak. The explosion partially destroyed a building. Officials say 1 person is missing. A nearby nursing home was evacuated, although no injuries have been reported among the residents. A witness said no serious damage had been initially registered in the nearby school. Let's head to Chris now with a look at your forecast on this sunny Wednesday. Hi, Chris.
Hey, it's warm out there, isn't it, Mark? Wind chills right now at 0 for us here in Madison. So use the term warm in a joking manner. The wind chill 8 for our friends in Janesville, 2. The wind chill as you work your way up towards Wautoma. Now, actual temperatures, we've really seen them into the teens, but winds are out of the south. That's going to help warm things up as we go throughout the afternoon and, oddly enough, into the evening. That's when we'll see the warmest part of the day. 15 for us right now. Janesville at 21, Prairie du Chien coming in at 28 degrees as we speak. But we do have the sunshine. Clouds already starting to filter back in, though. So check this out. The airport already reporting mostly cloudy skies for us here in Madison. You see a little bit of that on the Edgewater sky camera, but you're also seeing where that sunshine is trying to filter through that cloud cover that we have out there. Here's the setup that we have. An area of low pressure over Saskatchewan, Canada. With that, we do have a warm front that's trailing towards the south from Iowa and Minnesota into Illinois. That pushes northeast over the Badger State as we go throughout the day, and then behind that comes a quick cold front that zooms on through. So with this system, there's not much moisture, but we are seeing just enough for added cloud cover. This is the reason clouds are going to be on the increase as we go through the rest of this afternoon and into tonight. Now, I do expect high-resolution radar to generally remain clear, though a couple of flurries cannot be ruled out overnight and into tomorrow especially. But for most of this afternoon, things are dry all throughout the state of Wisconsin. We take you hour by hour. We keep that south wind around. These are temperatures by the time we get you towards 5 o'clock into the upper 20s to right around 30. At this point. Then we start to move into the overnight hours. Now we're at 11 o'clock. This is when we'll see the warmest part of today with temperatures right around 33 degrees. Then we'll gradually cool back down, staying into the upper 20s for your overnight lows. Get this, Future Track tries to clear us out. That means we wake up with at least a little bit of some sunshine tomorrow before more clouds move in tomorrow afternoon. This is that cold front that I talked about moving through, and that may also have some flurries along with it. But generally, most of this week is quiet. You see that weak system that passes on through. Then all attention is on to the weekend. Saturday night into Sunday, we could see a system bring accumulating snow for pretty much everyone that may linger into your Sunday afternoon. We're watching this. We know that the Packers game is happening in Lambeau on Sunday. They're allowing some fans, I believe. So if you're traveling up that way, keep that in mind, and then we'll begin to watch early next week as well. The overall weather pattern, folks, it's one that's going to feature multiple shots of colder air. So we warm up, then we get cold again, then we warm up, and we get cold again. When you have an upper air pattern that does that, you get multiple storm chances. And for that reason, I'm not surprised that the Climate Prediction Center is expecting above normal odds of precipitation as we go through the next 6 to 10 days at least. And you see those in that extended forecast. We're watching snow chances Sunday into Monday with more snow chances next Tuesday and into Wednesday.
Very wintry forecast. All right, Chris, thank you. Ahead of News 3 Now at noon, inauguration events are still underway at our nation's capital. The latest from D.C. on the day of Joe Biden's inauguration. That's ahead at noon.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
To the thousands of Herzing University nursing and healthcare alumni, for your tireless commitment, and to all of your brave colleagues across America, we say thank you.
I'm possible at Herzing. At Menards, we have what you need to finish your painting projects. Dutch Boy Duraclean Interior Paint is a paint and primer in one with a beautiful look that's washable, scrubbable, and stain-resistant. Interior flat is just $19.99 a gallon. Plus, we offer free custom color matching and tinting to create over 2,000 color options. Give your home a fresh look and save big money with Dutch Boy Paint from Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Oh, baby, I have sinned. Baby, this is my last confession. You know I've never been no good. But when I'm with you, it feels like heaven. I'm begging for mercy, baby. Yeah.
So, what do you think?
I love it.
At U.S. Cellular, we're building a powerful 5G network that works without interruption in the places you wouldn't expect. And with every plan at U.S. Cellular, you get access to 5G at no additional charge. So no matter where you are, U.S. Cellular's network always keeps you connected in the places you need it most. At U.S. Cellular, all of our plans include 5G and get unlimited data for just $30 a month with 4 lines. U.S. Cellular.
Wipe the slate clean for 2020 and start on a lasting career at Herzing University. We'll even waive your enrollment fee. A new year, a new career. It's possible.
I'm possible at Herzing.
Call or click today.
Well, Joe Biden has sworn the oath of office to become the 46th president of the United States of America, declaring that democracy has prevailed. Within the last hour, President Biden has taken over the President of the United States Twitter account. He tweeted that he is headed to the Oval Office to get right to work, delivering bold action and immediate relief for American families. CBS will continue to bring you the latest on the inauguration right after News 3 Now at noon. This afternoon, we expect to see President Biden lay a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier before heading to the White House. The president will also host a virtual parade across America this afternoon. And later on Live at 4, News 3 Now, and 5 at 6, we'll focus on the president's goal for his first 100 days in office. We'll also be keeping an eye on the state capitol. And, of course, we'll have the latest on the inauguration on channel3000.com as well.